For decades, Australia's attributes have made it a beacon for those seeking new opportunities and a better quality of life. Immigrants have long played a crucial role in shaping Australia's identity. The country prides itself on being a multicultural society, and its cities are hubs of diversity, filled with cuisines, traditions, and festivals from around the globe. Programs to attract skilled workers, international students, and entrepreneurs have reinforced Australia's reputation as a land of opportunity. For many, moving to Australia represented not just a change of address, but a chance to start fresh and achieve long-held dreams. But in recent years, a surprising trend has emerged. Many immigrants are packing their bags and leaving. This exodus is not limited to one group or demographic, as some skilled professionals, families, and even long-term residents are questioning their decision to stay in Australia. What's driving this shift? Why are so many saying goodbye to the lucky country despite its many advantages? The answer, as you might expect, is complex. It's not a single issue, but a combination of factors: economic pressures, societal challenges, government policies, and personal considerations. While Australia's appeal remains undeniable, the reality of life in Australia doesn't always align with the dreams and expectations of some newcomers. Let's dive deeper into why some immigrants feel that life in Australia isn't meeting their expectations and what this trend means for the country's future. 1. Economic realities. Australia's economy is often viewed as robust, but for some immigrants, the picture can look very different. Many new arrivals face challenges securing jobs that match their qualifications. A highly skilled engineer or doctor might find themselves stuck in low-paying, unrelated jobs because their credentials aren't recognized in Australia. This phenomenon, often called brain waste, can be incredibly disheartening. On top of that, the cost of living in Australia has skyrocketed, as housing prices in cities like Sydney and Melbourne are among the highest in the world. Immigrants who often settle in urban areas for better job opportunities are hit hard by these costs. Add to this the rising expenses for childcare, healthcare, and education, and it's easy to see why many start questioning if the move was worth it. For some, the economic pressures are exacerbated by visa restrictions, as temporary visa holders, for example, often have limited access to public services and job security. This precarious situation can make it incredibly difficult for immigrants to build a stable life. 2. Social and cultural challenges. Moving to a new country always comes with cultural adjustments, but some immigrants in Australia report feeling excluded or isolated. While Australia is a proudly multicultural nation, some discrimination still exists, as studies have shown that immigrants from certain backgrounds face higher rates of workplace discrimination and social exclusion. Even subtle forms of bias, such as being overlooked for promotions or being stereotyped, can create an environment where immigrants feel unwelcome. Over time, these experiences can erode their sense of belonging and push them to leave. For families, there's also the challenge of maintaining cultural heritage while adapting to a new environment. Parents often struggle to pass on their language and traditions to children who are immersed in Australian culture. This cultural disconnect can lead to feelings of loss and identity crises, prompting some to consider returning to their home countries where they feel more rooted. Additionally, the pressure to assimilate can create internal conflicts. While some immigrants want to embrace their new home fully, others feel torn between adapting to Australian culture and staying true to their roots. This dual identity struggle can be emotionally taxing, leading to further dissatisfaction. 3. Family and community ties. One of the most significant factors pulling immigrants away from Australia is the absence of close family ties, as moving to a new country often means leaving behind parents, siblings, and lifelong friends. The isolation can be especially tough during life's big milestones or hardships, such as raising children or coping with a loved one's illness. For many immigrants, the initial excitement of starting fresh in Australia eventually gives way to a longing for the familiar support networks they left behind. No matter how beautiful the beaches or how vibrant the cities, nothing can replace the comfort of being close to family and lifelong friends. Technology, while helpful, is no substitute for face-to-face interactions. Video calls and social media can bridge the gap temporarily, but they often highlight what's missing rather than providing a true sense of connection. Over time, the emotional toll of this distance can outweigh the perceived benefits of living abroad. 4. Government policies. Another significant factor is Australia's immigration policies. While the country welcomes thousands of migrants each year, the process can be grueling and uncertain. Long waiting times for permanent residency, frequent policy changes, and strict requirements leave many in limbo. This uncertainty can weigh heavily on immigrants, especially those with families who are trying to plan for their future. Additionally, some immigrants feel that the system is stacked against them. For example, the points-based visa system tends to favor younger, highly educated professionals. Frustration with the system can also lead many to explore opportunities elsewhere. Moreover, temporary visa holders often feel stuck in a cycle of insecurity, as they may spend years working and contributing to Australian society, only to face limited pathways to permanent residency. This lack of stability can discourage long-term investment in building a life in the country. 5. The pull of other countries. While Australia remains an attractive destination, it's facing increasing competition from other countries. Canada, for instance, has gained popularity for its immigrant-friendly policies and lower cost of living. The United States, despite its challenges, continues to offer more diverse economic opportunities. Even some European countries are actively courting skilled migrants with promises of better work-life balance and less bureaucracy. For some immigrants, these alternatives present a more compelling case than staying in Australia. The global competition for talent means that immigrants have choices, and they're increasingly weighing their options carefully. In addition to economic incentives, other countries often offer stronger social support systems for immigrants. These include streamlined processes for credential recognition, more inclusive public policies, and greater access to affordable housing. For immigrants evaluating their long-term prospects, these factors can make a big difference. Broader implications for Australia. The trend of immigrants leaving Australia isn't just a personal story, it has broader implications for the country. Immigrants contribute significantly to Australia's economy, filling crucial labour gaps and driving innovation. A decline in immigrant retention could exacerbate skill shortages and slow economic growth. Additionally, the loss of diverse perspectives could impact Australia's cultural richness and global competitiveness. Immigrants bring unique ideas, experiences, and connections that are invaluable in a globalized world. So why are immigrants leaving Australia? The reasons are as diverse as the immigrants themselves, as economic pressures, cultural challenges, family ties, government policies, and the lure of other opportunities all play a role. For some, the dream of a better life in Australia clashes with the reality they face, leading them to seek greener pastures elsewhere. But this isn't necessarily a story of failure. It's a reminder of how important it is for countries to support their immigrant populations. After all, immigrants bring invaluable skills, perspectives, and cultural richness to their adopted homes. If Australia wants to remain a top destination, addressing these challenges should be a priority. What do you think? Have you or someone you know faced similar experiences in Australia or elsewhere? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more thought-provoking discussions. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.